This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is brought to you by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup, register, and attend one of our fantastic networking meetings, which we meet on the first and third Thursday at the Brick House in Ridley Park, and the second and fourth Thursday at the Upper Crust in Newtown Square. We look forward to seeing you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Janira of Radiant Heart. Janira, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Okay, I know there's a high level of excitement. What is Radiant Heart?
So Radiant Heart is a local yoga studio here in Broomall, and it's a place where we offer different types of styles of yoga. We offer sound baths, aromatherapy, tea ceremonies, reiki. We just offer a lot of different things that have to do with the holistic world, but mostly our business is yoga.
How did all this get started for you?
So I have been a yoga instructor. I've been practicing yoga since I was in high school. I was one of the few people it was introduced to them in high school, which was so amazing to be introduced to that during that time period. And the amazing thing about yoga, when you're introduced to it, you start to see that there is a connection with the mind and the body, and you start to want to learn more about this holistic lifestyle, basically. So that gravitated me to become a yoga instructor and also delve into herbalism. So I was able to be trained in both those modalities, and then from there it just grew with me.
I have a sense of what yoga is, and I've taken yoga classes. What is herbalism?
So herbalism is the use of herbs for healing, basically. There is an herb for everything, I always say. So say that you have trouble sleeping. There is a tea for that you can drink that can help you feel better. But herbalism starts from it's not only tea drinking, there's other ways that you can use herbs to enhance any issue, like to help with any issues that you might be having. So you can use herbs to help if you have any skin irritation or to help your hair grow.
Easy, Janira. That's a sensitive topic here on the podcast.
I'm so sorry. That's because I've been working on my hair. That's why that came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this herbalism idea, it's really going back to that food and things in nature, things in our community, things we can bring into our body or put on our body. That's what heals us, right?
Absolutely. So I am half Greek, half Spaniard, and my training happened in Greece, actually. So when you say food, let food be thy medicine, that's really engraved in every cell of my body. I truly believe in that. And when you look at medicine, most medicine comes from herbs. It's right there. So why not start from the herb itself, where you know that you're not going to have any side effects from it, that you know that it's going to be mild to your body, and then go from there, right? So that's where herbs just become such an important part of my life and my household.
You know, you say that, and I've never picked up like a bunch of thyme, and I've never seen that warning on the label of thyme saying it may cause 33 different side effects. It's just thyme, and the benefit of how you can utilize thyme in our food, make a tea out of it. You would have more experience than that about what I know, but you don't have to come with these warnings, right?
Absolutely.
And you don't have to worry about giving it to your kids and all these things that, are in our world that you just pick up a bottle off the shelf and you have no idea really the quality of what's in that, right?
Exactly. Like thyme, for example, just take a cup of make a cup of tea from thyme. Great for a cough. If you have a cough, just drink and you'll feel better. Your cough will actually be minimized, which is amazing. This is a simple herb that we can grow in our backyard at any moment.
All right. I'm getting so much knowledge here with you in our time. What can people expect when they come to Radiant Heart?
So first of all, when you come to the studio, you can expect a place where there's healing, growth, and connection. That is basically what is my main goal when people walk into the studio. Of course, we have yoga, a lot of different styles of yoga. Um, One thing we don't offer, to be honest, is hot yoga because I try to make it more intentional in the sense that I want people to experience yoga in a more healing way rather than that fast-paced style of how yoga has been introduced in the Western world. My training comes more from the Eastern style, again, because I was trained in Greece. So I try to bring that style more here in Radiant Heart. We also have Reiki, sound healing, and we have other people that come into the studio that offer different holistic therapies. So we have somebody who does hypnotherapy. We have somebody who offers homeopathy. We even have a nutritional coach as well. And other things that they can expect is definitely a lot of workshops. We do private events. And the events that we try to offer are very unique and memorable. So if you're coming in for a birthday party or maybe you're a bachelorette party or anything like that, we try to make it a nice, beautiful experience for everybody. And honestly, one of the biggest things that makes the studio unique is that most of our experiences are sensory based. So you'll have essential oils, you'll have some sound healing, and of course, a class is always finished with a cup of tea.
Is our podcast going to be finished with a cup of tea today?
I mean, we're far away from each other, but I'll wait for you to come by the studio and I'll have some tea for you. This week we're offering lemon balm, so it's a nice one too.
Awesome. I love lemon balm. That's wonderful. You talked about events. Are these listed on your website? Is there a place where people can go to find out what's coming up next? A full menu of opportunities where they can take advantage of healing themselves at Radiant Heart.
Absolutely. So basically, when you go to radiantheartbroomall.com, you'll see the first thing that comes up is workshops. So there's a list of all the different workshops that we have from the month of December, January, February, all the things that are happening at the studio, just so it can be easily accessible for people to see it. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things happening. And also what I also do, if you sign up to our newsletter, once a week, I send a wellness newsletter. And in those newsletters, I also put the workshops in there too.
People want to go into the socials and find you. Where do they find you on the socials?
Absolutely. That's at Radiant Heart Broomall, both Instagram and Facebook.
Janira, who motivates you? Who inspires you?
Who motivates me and who inspires me? Oof, that's a heavy question. Definitely my two daughters. They make me delve deeper into living a more natural lifestyle and just making sure that I'm able to provide the best for them. So they're definitely up there on the list. And then I guess my husband. He'll kill me for saying that, but I love him.
We are seeing so much more in the news today about dyes, about being more of a healthy community, about the impact of plastics in our world and ingesting them. What would you say for somebody that's looking to start somewhere, to make changes? How would you take that person on? You know, this time of year, people are starting to think about those New Year's resolutions, right? Changes in their life, wanting to do things in the new year for 2025. Somebody listens to this and says, you know what, these things, they're making sense for me, but how do I get started? What are some of your recommendations, or how do you bring somebody on to say, you know what, we're here for you because we want to help impart that healthy living, that daily healthy living in your life all the time?
You know, it's going to be funny because that question I would probably answer it by being like, yeah, you know, try to read the labels and all that. Honestly, I would tell them to start moving their body. When you start moving your body, either it's from yoga or just going for a walk or anything like that, you create this gateway to start wanting to feel better. because you start to feel better. So then you want to feel more better. It starts to escalate. So then you start caring about what you start putting in your body, right? And the great thing about at the studio, what we do, so you'll always have me after class sitting down and like talking about something and preaching about a product, or even like the tea that we'll be drinking. For example, this month we're focusing on sleep. So I would sit down and talk about things that you can use to help enhance your sleep, right? And it's always something very simple. Choosing to live a healthier lifestyle, the great thing about it is that it's it's simplicity. It's just becoming simple. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Hopefully that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. And what you did was you broke it down. Look, just start moving. Just create some sort of structure in your life where you're getting your body active, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You touched on yoga at Radiant Heart. Are there different levels of yoga classes for those that are different phases of what they're doing in yoga?
Yeah, absolutely. The great thing is that all our classes are accessible to everybody. So we try to modify it. Yoga doesn't have to be scary. Usually people, when they think of yoga, it's like, oh, I can't bend that way. I can't bend that way. Let's put it like that. And I've been practicing for many years. The idea of yoga is to connect the mind and the soul and the body in one, right? So you'll be doing breath work, and everybody can breathe. So you can definitely you don't need to be at a certain level to do that. Now, if somebody's looking for something that's less fast paced, I think that's where it becomes what your preferences are. So we have like classes that are called a yin class. We have a restorative class, and then we also offer like slow flow classes, which much more slower, not such a fast paced type of class. And then we also offer a gentle class, where in that class it's more geared towards the population that might have problems with their wrists or their knees, to make sure that we're not putting any pressure on those parts of the body. But other than that, yoga is accessible to everybody. And a good teacher will be able to modify the class for that student.
Wow, that's a lot. And I sense, look, certainly somebody like me who's very high paced, who's very active, there's a calming nature about you. And I think that resounds in the Radiant Heart studio. And I'm sure those that come in can feel that right away. And yes. I think today in our world, we need that anchor of calm. We need that space of the ability to stop all that in our mind and just slow down for a few seconds. And that's what you're bringing to me. You're like, Rich, slow down.
Yes. It's so important. Because it's, if you go back into traditional Chinese medicine, for example, which I do talk a lot about it at the studio. We live a very yang life. Everything is go, 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 go. The body, in order to be balanced, you need to have that yin. You need to slow down. And I really believe that if you want to live a healthier lifestyle, the body needs to be balanced. So you need to take that time to slow down, connect with your present self, be present to find balance in your life. Because keep going, we usually find ourselves not really getting anywhere.
All right, we're going to find balance today. You're out and about in Delco and you have a cheesesteak craving. Where do you go for cheesesteaks in Delco?
Oh, Delco Steaks.
You're bringing in pizza for you and your family, and pizza's on the menu for the night. Where are you going for pizza?
Rise.
Yes. And are there specific pizza toppings? Or are there things you like to have on your pizza?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm the Mediterranean, so it's going to have the feta cheese, the veggies on top. We're very biased in that.
I love your biased nature. It sounds delicious. You're out and about and you need a convenience store option. Where are you stopping, Wawa or Royal Farms?
Ooh, they've always both come very handy. So it's 50-50 on that, to be honest.
Not 49-51.
No, definitely a 50-50. I will go to both.
You're going right down. You're staying very balanced here on the podcast, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Janira, how do you describe Delco to someone who's never heard of Delco or has never been here before?
So I've been only here for 4 years. We came from New York City. My husband is from here. But Delco, when they first people would tell me, "Oh, that's a Delco thing," I was like, "What do they mean? What is the Delco thing?" Um, but I soon came to find out what it means. It's definitely this there's a strong sense of community and connection when it comes to Delco. And when I opened Radiant Heart, I saw that. The clients that have come through Radiant Heart, we've created a family together, and everybody is so chill and so accepting and so friendly, because coming from New York, there's no friendliness. I remember when we first moved here, we would walk down the street and people would wave. And I was like, why are they waving to my husband? I'm like, what is going on? And yet you go here and you go to the stores and you just create relationships with people because everybody's so friendly. So yeah, I get the Delco thing. And it's a very nice, very nice thing.
Janira, do you have one of those magnets on the back of your car that says Delco by marriage?
I should get one. I didn't know that existed for sure.
Yeah, friends or family coming in from out of town. Maybe your friends or family from New York and you want to give them or take them to that Delco experience. Where are you sending them, or where are you taking them besides Radiant Heart?
So I am very much like in my circle. So I would probably take them to Delco Steaks for sure to experience a cheesesteak, which is funny because now I'm calling it a cheesesteak. Before that, which my husband would want to kill me, I would call it a Philly cheesesteak. Uh-huh. Now I've learned to call it a cheesesteak. I would definitely take them to Wawa, which I remember that was also a funny moment when I actually went to Wawa and bought myself a hoagie. And I called my husband. I was like, it's official. I've been baptized. I got myself a hoagie, because before that I was calling them a sub, right? And if we were going out for dinner, I would definitely take them to, well, now it's not coming up in my voice, the name, the pub here on Sproul Road. What is it called? I know it's from the same owners from Delco Steaks.
Is it a Broomall pub?
Broomall Pub. Yes, that's the spot. They have the most delicious tacos and everything is really good there. And we'll go there if we don't have anywhere to go. And we want to go out at night and, and just have good food and good drinks. That's where we'll go.
All right. I'm just going to point out something. That 50-50 thing, Wawa or Royal Farms.
Oh, did I just ruin it?
Well, no, I mean, you don't go to Royal Farms to be christened for a hoagie, right? So no. There you go. So yeah, we understand your allegiance, where they lie.
But I will, if we run out of milk, I will go to Royal Farms though. So
Janira, is there anything we haven't spoken about on the podcast? Anything you want listeners to know more about you or more about Radiant Heart?
I guess you can say that I just want, from Radiant Heart, what I want people to experience when they come here is a place that they can find peace, connection, and joy, and just be able to create a memorable experience when they do come to do yoga, or maybe if they want to experience a Reiki session, and find a love for tea the same way I love tea. And then more specifically, I just want them to feel that they found a place that they will be seen and that they will be supported and just be nurtured. Like, it's a place where I want them, when they open the door, that they can just let a nice exhale and just be like, okay, I feel safe and good here.
Peace, connection, and joy.
Yes.
That's what I've experienced in our short time here today. Can't wait to stop by the studio and to see all the things you're doing. Maybe stop by and pick up some tea and really bathe myself in all that healing and everything you're doing, the nurturing things that you're doing. Thanks for being a friend of What's Happening, Delco, and keep doing that with Radiant Heart. Keep radiating your heart into the community. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Well, Delco makes it very easy to do that. And thank you so much for having me in the podcast.
Thank you. Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.